here.
Hair looks okay. This is so much
Yeah,
fun.
you look great. You look
I should have worn a colorful shirt.
Why?
Well, just such a contrast. It's good though.
No, that's good. We'll know who the artist is.
There we go.
Me, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny. That's probably because I'm not an artist as far as painting.
But you are in your
Writer.
mind, and you're right. It's
Yeah, the writing
same
part. I
thing.
understand. I understand the mindset of creatives, which is why I like doing this podcast.
Well, you've worked so hard on this. It's amazing. It's like over 360 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, and you'll be Raj Chaudhuri will be the next one. Yeah. I don't know what your number is, but you're going to be 370, 80. I don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we'll just start it. I'm
Let's
ready
do
to
it.
go.
Let's
You know, I love the fact that we met in Colorado, in Denver.
Yep.
And you came up and said some kind words about what I had to say as when the panel.
At the close round.
But you engaged quickly. And I thought, okay, I don't know your work, which is, and that's how you get people to find your work, is to do just what you did. And we started talking, and I was like, oh, well, I need to do a podcast with you. And I was serious, obviously, when I say that. And you go, yep, I'll get a plane and I'll figure out a way to get down here and make it happen.
And here we are, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. I think sometimes you just click, right? When you know, and it's genuine, it's heartfelt, and we just connected.
Yep.
You know, just within a few minutes.
And then before I invited you, I got to see your paintings on your phone. And I go, oh yeah, no, this guy can paint. In fact, you won Best of Show for 2024 last year, right?
Yep.
For the Coors Invitational.
Yep.
That's a big deal. There's a lot of people.
A lot of amazing painters.
Yeah, there was like some really significant painters at that particular show.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. So can you repeat? That's the question.
You know, that's the.
Does that even enter your mind?
No. When I'm working, I want to make the best painting I can make.
Yeah.
Like it's all about the painting you're working on, or the two or three that you're working on, and what's my next. It's like we're trying to stay checked in on the present. The past is there, but it's all kind of an amalgamation of all your experiences and everything you've done. I don't think about the collector. I don't think about the, at least explicitly, you know, subconsciously maybe I am. I think the award thing is always great when that happens. You're disappointed when you have a good painting and you don't win something, but it's not a competition.
Yeah, it's not what you're doing it for.
No, it's all internal, but I'm competitive with myself,
of course,
to get better, right? So,
yeah, well, I want to find out about the competitiveness because you have a very interesting story from what I can tell. And being an artist, though, I'm about to find out because I don't know the answer. I'm sure has always been there from day one. But that's not what you started out at, right? You grew up in India.
I grew up in India. My parents worked hard to get me to a wonderful boarding school. I went to a boarding school called Mayo College a long time ago. I'm ready for my 40th high school reunion, which I'm going to in India in a few weeks. Actually, I'm going to be in India at the end of the month. So I grew up there, but interestingly, I always drew. I drew. I loved drawing, but I didn't have. I didn't see a path to being a painter. It was never in my head because I was never around any painters.
Right.
And the Asian mindset is like, gotta find the best way to make some money and support a family. So,
right. And what did your father and mother do?
So my mother was a housewife. My dad was a salesman. Both my grandparents were very interesting people. One was he went to Oxford in the 1920s when India was, and as amazing stories. But he was the chief forest officer for India. And the stories he would tell me would just blow my mind. And my mom's side was, he was the head of the Indian Railways on the eastern side. So they were very well, they were almost like Englishmen because that's what you needed to be to survive in society before the English left.
Then, yeah.
And then when the English left, parents were successful, but not like, rich in any way. They was just middle class. But I drew. I loved drawing cowboys and Indians growing up in India.
Why do you think that is?
Well, Time magazine ads, the Marlboro Man, fascinated by the Western movies.
Right.
So I had no idea. We didn't have the web. We didn't have,
right.
I graduated from high school in 85.
Yeah.
So, but I just always drew, painted, didn't have any, it was probably the best in my class for drawing, but Wasn't encouraged either, and I didn't have the gumption to say, "Hey, I'm going to be an artist."
Did they have art classes and things like that in high school?
They did, but it was mainly involved with copying. You said they were given something to copy, and you painted. There was nothing more than that.
Yeah.
And the Indian art, up until even now, it was a lot of folk art and a lot of East Indian art. I mean, I should be clear with that, and kind of stuck in the surreal, more about content, and just didn't catch my fancy even then. I never probably pursued it for that reason.
And I'm sure your family was like, this maybe not be something you should try to pursue, Raj.
You know, I never, it was never, I got a master's, I got a bachelor's in economics from St. Davis College. I was a big athlete. I played a lot of sports.
What kind of sports?
Soccer, mainly field hockey and soccer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here, but just so I came to the States in 1989, came to Ole Miss of all places to get a master's.
So you graduated high school in 85.
Yes.
And
went to college from 85 to 88 in Bombay.
I see.
And
what were you training for at that? Economics?
I was getting, just math came easy to me, and you know, business made sense. So I did, what's the easiest way to try and make some money and get a career? So I got a bachelor's in economics. And interestingly, in India back then, it was a 3-year program as opposed to a 4-year program. Played soccer, drew as much as I could even then. There was a competition, and all these art students were there from the art college, and I won like the second prize from drawing. And I was like, who's this guy drawing out here?
And when you do that, so you win the second prize, you're what year are you there?
I was like a second-year student.
Yeah. And did at that moment you go, maybe I should be doing this? I mean, you entered it, right?
Yeah, I just didn't have, maybe it's the word courage. I don't know. I just I didn't see a path to making a living as an artist.
Yes.
And back on my mind, subconsciously, my dad got a degree from the States back in the 60s from American University. I was like, I want to go to the States and study. And I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And so that was something I really wanted to do.
Yeah, so you got your degree in Bombay.
Yes.
And then you go to Ole Miss from there.
Yep.
And why Ole Miss?
Great. It was great. So my roommate's like much more, he was like, got to apply here. I was like, whatever, let's do that. It was like these big decisions in life just kind of happen.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it sounds reasonable. So I spent a year working there, and this was just kind of having the greatest time. We had a club membership. My parents were in Singapore by then. So I applied, and they were the only one that paid my way. So I got a full scholarship to study here. I couldn't afford to otherwise.
Right.
So I came here in 1989. I was making $350 a month studying, so it seemed like a good deal to me. So,
yeah, and so what was the scholarship for? Academic
it was
scholarship?
just an academic scholarship as well as an assistantship. So
And then you were going to get a degree in what?
Master's in economics.
A master's in economics.
Which I got in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And met my wife, interestingly, there in 1990. We were in the same dorm.
Okay.
She was studying in England for a year, and they put her in the international students dorm. Met her. We got married within a year. We just fell in love.
Is she from India too?
No, she's American.
She's an American.
Yep.
Okay.
She's a white girl, and she's spectacular. Her name's Christy.
And what was she getting her degree in?
So another interesting story. She was trying to decide between, so she had a psychology degree. She was pre-med. She was trying to decide whether to be an English professor or go to med school.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, no, I get it though. She had that creative side.
Yeah, and she still writes.
Yeah.
And so she chose med school a few years later after we got married, and
she did go to become a doctor.
Yeah, she did, and she's super successful.
And what kind of physician is she?
She's an internal medicine doctor.
Oh, that's the hardest.
And she runs a company with a bunch of doctors that work for her. And we've been very lucky.
Yeah.
And our timing's been great. So she's basically a hospitalist.
Yeah, she's a hospitalist. That's the hardest job of all.
Oof, they're brainiacs.
And they're just gone constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shift work. Yeah. So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I
long
couldn't do that.
shifts,
job.
yeah. That's why our daughter came late. We were busy with careers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And now how old is she?
Daughter's 19. We've been married for 34 years.
Yeah, very good. And she's in college now?
She's in college, second year college, and is just thriving. She's very creative, but she's also a science geek. So
Oh, yeah.
I think she's going to end up on mom's side, which is
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Does she draw at all?
She draws a lot. She tries to combine art stuff with her science stuff. So
Yeah,
she'll
she
do
can
these
do it.
projects. She
You can
do it.
do
She's
this. That's-
very creative. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Well, I think, and I don't have to tell you, is just to tell her do what she needs to do in her world, right? Just follow whatever that
Yeah.
journey is.
Yeah.
You know, she's got two good people that were her, iconic persons to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's an inspiration. She's been an amazing child, and for me as a painter, she's been such an inspiration to it. Yeah.
And why is that?
Just love, but just love. Just to see her do things that
Because you do portraits.
I do. I love people.
Yeah, I looked at all your work. It's very diverse. It's very interesting. Your work is exceptionally diverse.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a very good thing. It shows the breadth of what you can do, from portraits to landscapes to horses seem to be a strong point that you like to. But there's all sorts Indian, things from India imagery, which is beautiful too. Yeah, no, and when you do that, because it is so broad, do you go, here's the lane I need to be doing? Or because just for your galleries, you have Saks Gallery for one, right?
And Jack Bauer in Houston. They've thankfully not pushed me into a corner.
Nice. Yeah.
So they've been very kind there. I think from a commercial standpoint, it might hurt me, but from a passion standpoint, it helps me stand out too, I think. Because I do. It's heartfelt. I mean, it's authentic. I feel like I'm pinch myself. I'm doing all this Western work now, and I grew up drawing, cowboys and Indians. I should say Native Americans, but it's been they take whatever I give them.
Yeah, and you can, and they can
sell them too. So
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I have Scott Burke, Susan Lyne.
Yeah.
And
lovely people.
I sell things from India and different places that they go, because they go all over the world.
They're traveling painters as well.
Yeah.
I do a lot of that. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of work for Europe, and it was very well received.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about having that other gallery somewhere like that carries more of maybe the subject matter that you handle, that you like to do as well, and maybe not even in this country, in other countries too?
That would be cool. I have not. I'm not the most organized of painters. I try to be.
I don't believe that, by the way. For sure, I don't believe that. I can tell. You got on a plane and came here. You're clearly organized.
No, I think.
In fact, I bet your studio.
It's a little clean.
I bet it's exceptionally clean, isn't it?
It's compared to most artists, it's pretty clean.
You know where everything is,
I know.
right? Yeah, of course you do.
I do.
I can see it in my head. You're a mathematician. You have both sides of your brain working, but it has to be. You couldn't function, I don't think.
I don't like too much of a mess. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, this room, you can tell I
you're
like
doing
a mess.
good. It's good. It's clean. It's all good.
This is clean.
Yeah.
But, it's just who I am.
Yeah.
I don't mind disorganization in my life as far as where I live. But when out in my gallery, I don't want that. But,
no, I agree. No, I agree. I'm like great friends with Kwang Ho and Dan Sprague, who I know you know as well.
Yeah.
And they're both such opposite people. I love them dearly. Kwang is Mr. Chaos. Everything is like, wow.
Yeah.
And both fearless and amazing painters. And Dan's like neat, spick and span.
Yep.
And it just works. I mean, it's who you are. Right?
No, that's right. Don't try to follow that for sure.
Follow whatever you are and embrace that.
So you follow yourself to Mississippi.
Yeah.
You get a master's in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And so now you're an economist, basically. What do you do with that?
So I took art classes there when I could. I don't know why I did that too.
I do.
I was like,
And you should too.
Right. Yeah. Now I know, but I didn't then.
Yeah.
It's like I just wanted to. I did the figure drawing there. There was an artist there, try to follow. So I figured I needed to make some money to live, right? So I started with...
And now you have a wife?
I have a wife, and we're both kind of like, we're broke, and we're trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
And so she gets a secretarial job. I get a job at a help desk there just because software came very easy to me. The web's just starting at this point, Netscape and
This
all
is
these old browsers.
90?
Just like 91, 92
Okay.
by then. Like, yeah, so yeah, between 90 and 94. Because 94 is a big, another jump, which I'll get to. So I'm working there, and Christy's trying to figure out what do I want to do with my life, and we're just having fun. And so I'm trying to do as much there and in my next, we'll get to that, trying to do any creative thing that I can do, user manual designs, front end designs, whatever I can do. But I'm doing software work. And so I'm studying to get like a PhD in management information systems at that point.
And that
In fact,
was
I'm
still in
studying-
Mississippi?
Still at Ole Miss, yep.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to do that. And we're married in 91. And I'm trying to just not trying to make any big decisions. We're just trying to figure out what to do next. And that's when Christy gets into medical school, and she's like, let's just go there. So we moved to Jackson, where her mom lives in Mississippi. And I get a job at Millsaps College running their help desk, which was super fun. But I'm teaching a lot there, teaching classes, again, trying to do, design their website for them, design all kinds of things, anything to do with design art, I would just grab it,
Right. Front end stuff.
Front end stuff, yeah, absolutely. The campus map, all this is brand new at that point, and now everybody takes us for granted, right?
Right. We don't have Facebook. We don't have any of this.
We're just the biggest browser, the biggest search engine is Gopher. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
from
because
University
Google
of
didn't
Minnesota.
even start.
No,
until
Yahoo was just about
98,
starting
I
up.
think, right?
Yahoo was the biggest, the hierarchical web
That's
browsing.
right.
That was the biggest thing before Google came.
Yeah.
And so I'm enjoying software. It comes easy to me. I'm very social, love meeting people. And Christy gets a degree from 94 to 98. It's in medical school, and we're living in Brandon, Mississippi, playing soccer, having a great time. Starting to take some figure drawing in both those places, trying to learn, there's something there. And I know it's there, and I know like when I get the chance to, I'm going to go dive. And by then I'm starting to see people making a living as artists. Like, this is interesting. This is something I could do, but I didn't have the opportunity. So then, am I getting too far ahead? Is this good so far? So
No, I'm following it. For
so
sure.
we're 94 to 98, and then 98, Christy, we wanted to come to a bigger city. Jackson
She's out
was
of medical
fine. She's
school.
out of medical school, and she gets her residency at the University of Colorado. And that's when we moved to Colorado. And I started working for a company. I always wanted to be a traveling consultant. That was my thing. I had all these friends working for these big, high-powered companies. And this sounds like fun to do. So I've got this. I want to do everything when you got. So I've got the software thing, and I also want to draw. So we moved to Denver. I'm working for a company called Computer Sciences Corporation, traveling all over, doing big software gigs.
Big company.
But even there, I'm working with the creative people, trying to design front ends.
Right.
Really love software, really love technology, which is, it's an abstraction, trying to use technology to solve business problems, which is super challenging, super fun. Using some of my economics degree, nothing much, but, and then Christy's doing her residency in Denver. And then I come across the Art Students League of Denver. That was a turning point for me. Taking classes there, meeting colleagues, meeting Kwang Ho, Mark Daly, and then Dan Sprick. Dan's probably my best friend now. Kwang's very close as well.
And what year was this?
Probably between 2000 and 2003 or so. So we're young, having fun, just working as hard as we can.
At this point in your mind, have you thought around 2000, I'm going to be an artist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and my biggest supporter, Christy, my wife, she's like,
Yeah,
you
go
got
for
to do
it.
this. You got to go for this. And I just,
She's probably been hearing it for
she has
5 or
She
6
has,
years
yes,
anyway, right?
Yes. And I just didn't have the courage to do that for whatever reason. I wanted, I was enjoying the work. And
Yeah, well, you're also successful in what you're doing in
very,
software, right?
very.
I mean, didn't you make
Very,
some
yeah,
kind of a GPS system?
I did for, I designed some algorithms using, talking to some professors at I think it was the Virginia Tech Transportation. We used some algorithms to help come up with travel times for before we had Google Travel
Right.
Times. For now, it's all, it's in our phones.
Right.
But we had to install devices to figure that out. So for going from DIA, Denver Airport, to Vail. So it was super fun to do. It was very challenging work. But I wanted to paint. So I went part-time by around, so 2004, I got an award from OPA. That was like my first award. And I was working full-time at that point.
Yeah, as a software engineer.
As a software engineer. And this is like, I've got something here that I have to explore. So it's like everybody's like slapping, hey, let's get going. Yeah.
Could other people see it besides
Yeah, I think
Christy?
so. I think so.
Just not yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I had it. I knew, but at the same time, I just was comfortable where I was, right?
I get it.
Working. So,
And
but
you're
I
making
wanted
good
to
money,
make
and
good money.
and that's blowing up too. I mean, software is blowing up.
It's
All this. I
huge.
mean, there's a path there that you can become exceptionally wealthy.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you could see that path.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you had to give that path up.
Yeah. But it wasn't a hard choice at all. I felt like this was just calling.
I get it.
Calling. And I'm like,
Completely get it.
and even now, 25 years later, I'm like, it's still calling.
No, I get it.
It's drawing and drawing. It has my attention.
Do you think working with that arts league and working with other artists and seeing what they do and making a living, and that you could picture yourself as being one of these people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very experience oriented, and it felt like
I am one of them.
Yeah, I'm very extroverted, so it's just who I am. So.
And did you feel like, oh, this is who I am? I'm a creative.
Yes.
Yes. These are my people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Once you find that lane in your culture, it's hard to not want to stay there.
You couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. I know. I understand.
So yep. So that's so 2006. Bela was born in 2006, so she's 19. And at that point, I'm going part time. I'm like, I told my consulting folks, and then the funniest thing happened is like, I was like cracked to them. They're like, can you please work 10 hours a week? Can you please work? And I was making more money working part time.
I'm sure.
And painting, but it was too much.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't want to let go. At the same time, I had to cut that cord.
Yeah.
And that took about 6 or 8 more years.
6 or 8 more years.
Yeah.
Well, the money's good.
Money was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
And you're good at it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I was. But Christy was like, you need to stop this. You need to start to paint.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more. And as you find a partner that supports you, it's like this partnership. It makes it huge. I support her and endeavors and vice versa. It just makes it easy.
Yeah.
And
And so 6 years, 8 years? How long?
6, 8 years. About 2012 or so, I went full time. Yeah.
And what was it that finally cut the cord?
I just couldn't. In my, I don't know where it's in my short-term memory or in my space, I was getting consumed 2 different ways. I was getting consumed with my software work and with my art. And I felt like it was just I couldn't do either well.
No.
I was doing good enough in both, but it's like I just didn't want to do that. And I had the support at home from Christy. It's like, you know what, let's bite the bullet, and however long it takes, let's do it. And that's kind of what I finally had to say. Love you, software folks, but I'm going to have to say no.
Yeah.
And that's when I made that switch. Yeah.
And so when you made that cut, you knew it was time. What did you do? Did you go, okay, I'm getting, because you're very analytical in that sensibility. You probably had your studio ready.
Right.
Did you already have galleries at that point?
Yes, everything. Yep.
Yeah.
I had both my galleries by then. No, actually, I didn't have Saks. I was in a band gallery who were very supportive of me in Denver. I had my one-person show there by then, and getting awards. So the work was showing, but it wasn't progressing as fast as I think I would have liked, because I couldn't just put the effort into it time-wise, 3-4 days a week as opposed to 7 days a week. So,
and you're close to 40 at this point?
Yeah, about 38 or so, 38, 40. Yep, absolutely. Yep, because I'm 58 now. Yep, right at 40. Your math's very good. And I'm like, I need to give this a real go. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy with where I end up. With.
And time's running out too.
Yep.
You can probably see that.
I can. Yep. And I'm with Dan, who encouraged me to build my studio at home. And we're just talking art. And it's like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, of course.
This is so much fun. Every day I could sit and think, draw, and go out, take pictures, paint
Right.
outdoors. There's no, plus I
Yeah.
get to stay at home, help raise my daughter. I
Yeah.
don't want to be a traveling consultant anymore. So it
Yeah,
was
you-
made
you-
all the right choices.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
And then,
does that make sense?
of course, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
so,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I followed
yeah.
a similar journey
Excellent.
when I gave up medicine. So,
Really?
Yeah. So I was a doctor and I gave up medicine.
Excellent. That's where the doctor comes from.
Yeah.
What kind of a doctor were
It
you?
was sports medicine, preventive medicine.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I see you're still very athletic.
So, yeah, I try.
love that.
But yeah, no, it was a point.
That makes
I
sense.
can just, everything you say resonates with me. The only difference was for me when and again, my wife was very instrumental as well, saying, you need to do what you want to love, what you love. Once I made the decision, I was immediately gone. I was like, I'm all in.
Yeah, I have trouble making decisions.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Well, I
yeah.
think, so you look at your studio, it's clean, it's
Yep.
organized, everything has to be in place before you can do it.
Yep.
Look at mine. Mine is a mess.
Yeah.
But I'm ready, but I know where everything is, and I just know it's time.
Right.
I'm going.
Makes-
I'm burning my ships now, immediately.
Yeah.
So I got a job I wanted. That was a great job, and as
Yep.
a doctor, and I knew I couldn't do it. I'd have to do it 110%. I was already buying and selling art and doing art. I was like,
Amazing.
I got no choice here.
Amazing.
Goodbye. I'm all in.
Published so many books.
And then that
everything
came
else.
later, yeah. And
Wow.
it probably wouldn't have come without becoming, working with creative people, and then recognizing my own creativity in myself as an artist, and going, oh, I can do this too. I can give myself permission to do this.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
Amazing. Yeah.
finding that journey, of that artistic journey in life is
Right.
so important. And I think if anybody's listening to this that wants to take something away, that's it.
Yeah.
You're 40 when you,
Yep.
39.
Yep, 40.
basically.
I'm honestly 40.
Yeah. And I'm 32
Yeah.
when I blow it.
Yeah.
I bolt quickly.
Right.
So
right.
it's just
right.
like, nope, I'm ready. I got
Yeah, mine was like, but no, you got to listen to it.
Yeah. And I know for me, it was always like, if I can't make it, I can go back and be a doctor.
Right. I had the same crutch too.
I'm
I can
sure,
go back
right?
to software if I
Right.
don't want to do that. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, you could get a
Makes,
job
yeah,
instantaneously.
a heartbeat. Yeah.
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 And when you see all the things that have happened in the internet and software, all this stuff, is there any part of you that goes, well, I could have been a part of all that too?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Not at
Same
all.
thing. I don't
Not
feel
at
it.
all. No.
I don't feel
It was like,
anything like
everybody
it
said you
either.
could have done a startup with that idea. Yeah, I could have, but that wasn't my calling.
No, it wasn't your journey.
It wasn't my journey.
And all those paintings would have never been made.
Yeah, and I tell you the joy I get from each little work that I put together,
Yeah, I
each
get it.
big work, it's huge.
Yeah.
You can't quantify that.
Yeah. So when you start full time, you're 40.
Mhm.
It's 20 years ago, basically.
Yep.
Did you think, okay, I probably should hone in on some subject matter that will do well? Or did you just go, no, I'm just going to paint what I like?
It's definitely the latter.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That's nice. That's good. That's,
Gallery
That's-
works were kind of saying yes, no. It was just following my heart.
yeah.
The Indian things made sense to me.
Yeah, of course.
Because it was colorful, and Mark Daly taught me color, and it was just amazing.
Mm.
And I just felt whatever came naturally to me. My
Mhm.
family, my wife, my daughter. But I did cityscapes, and a lot of art is in the doing, right? It's not just here. It's in to me, it's in working on the paintings and see how it resonates and everything else. So
Mhm.
there was a lot of that, and it was okay. I didn't give it too much of a thought in terms of, I worked hard at collecting the material I wanted, but I didn't say, hey, I'm not going to paint this. I'm only going to paint that.
Yeah, you really went with your gut.
Yes.
And that's, I assume, how you still paint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When you put on a canvas to paint, do you have an idea what you want to do when the canvas goes onto the easel? Or, is it something you ruminate a little bit about, or do you just put it up and go, okay?
I have a process. This is my software background. So I've got material for the next 4 or 5 years to
Yes.
work, whether it's figurative work, I do a lot of plein air work.
Yeah, you like that, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
It's so challenging and so rewarding. And it gets me just out there working without, any extra tech. But I love having a process.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too fixed on the end result. I do a lot of sketches, try to figure out, you know, from a subject matter standpoint, what's interesting me, and the horses and the cowboys are really interesting me the last 4 or 5 years, because I see them.
Yeah, your horses are just beautiful.
Thank you. And it's resonating with my collectors, which definitely is, you know, I don't know if an artist will tell you, hey, I don't really care what my collectors think. We do.
Yeah, of course.
Whether we paint for them or not, we're not painting for them, but it does matter. I think it's important, because we need to sell our work to make money.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And I love my Indian work. I just feel like it's still calling. So I go back almost every year and spend time with especially I grew up in Rajasthan, so I love that stuff. And so I work on sketches, I work on thumbnails, I work on small studies a lot, whether they're finished or not. It really helps me actually counterintuitively loosen up on the big canvas so I don't overwork it. So I feel like a lot of times the big ones are different from the studies. They're not carbon copies of you know, the color idea or something else. They'll go wherever they need to. But I generally have an idea of, especially the bigger pieces, have a sense of, like the piece that I showed you with the horses kind of running through the snow. Had a good sense of where I wanted that to go, but then where it goes, the painting will just kind of take you.
It'll take you.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah.
And so, do you dream about your art?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. It's good. It's all consuming.
Yeah, your dreams are.
Yeah, all consuming. Not all the dreams, but yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm constantly thinking about it, and they're like, that painting I'm going to do it this way, and wow, that's going that way, and what if, like, I'm here, this beautiful, you've got these amazing different mountains with cactus growing, cacti growing.
Right.
So it's like,
pretty
those
beautiful.
burnt trees. Oh no, those are cacti. They look so different. Yeah. How would I paint that? And what is the lights?
It's hard.
It's very hard. And the lights a little yellower here than in Colorado. So it's all these visual stimuli.
Did you see the sunset last night?
It was amazing. Thank you for telling me to go up to the canyon.
Yeah, I mean,
it was
right.
I went, parked at the outflow, and then kind of walked back, walked up. It was just stunning.
That's why my gallery's there. My gallery's here so I can get to the mountain and get to the cactus within minutes.
It's awe-inspiring.
Yeah, right.
It's awe-inspiring. Like, wow. Yeah.
I mean, Tucson is insane.
I can see what.
Yeah.
You know, somebody like Manny Dixon would come in and just not want to move because the lights.
You see the lights, lights on the mountains and all that. It's just, it's right.
It was a great, there was like these thunderclouds yesterday, and there was a rainbow too.
I know.
It was just like, wow.
Yeah, you got a very nice little
gift.
Wow. That was a Raj gift. I wasn't even expecting. I walked out and go, oh my God.
Yeah, I must have taken 50 pictures. Or
something. Yeah, it was beautiful.
I'll work on some of those.
Yeah, you should. Right? Yeah, I mean, those are definitely worthy. That last night was worthy of.
It was so lucky.
Yeah.
So
well,
blessed,
it was supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, and we as artists, we have our eyes open. We're constantly looking at everything to get stimulus. Not just has to be this perfect rose and everything. It's just whatever.
Yeah. No, that's your job is to observe. I mean, and I'm sure you've been an observant person your whole life.
Yep.
Yeah, which probably helped you in software a great deal.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not sure if a lot of the people that are in that, they're so analytic that they can't take in anything else but, you know, ones and zeros.
Yeah.
And to be able to look at it from a creative standpoint was a real gift, you know. Johnny Ives, right, for Apple, he had probably that same kind of gift. He's an artist, obviously. But it's a different kind of art.
Yeah, I mean, the person that designed the first, I think it was a lady, who designed the first iPhone interface with the icons. I mean, that's, wow, they're still relevant.
Right.
I mean, wow.
Yeah,
a phone without buttons.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. I mean, an analytical person's not going to come up with that.
No, you have to have the creative.
You've got to just have to think outside the box. Yeah. You got to. That's just like, there's no end of problems to solve, puzzles to solve now as a painter, right?
Yeah. So, and that I'm sure is part of the thing that keeps you always going is it's always a challenge. Yeah. Right. You're still trying to learn how to paint. Right.
Scratching it right now.
Yeah. Even though you teach, right?
Yeah,
you
teach. I have students.
Yeah.
I have
teach at the art leagues now,
at
right?
the Art Students League, which is a great place if you're if you're starting off as a painter, and even if you're an established painter, I think you have to have a community of artists around you.
Mm-hmm.
You feed off them. You're constantly learning. You're challenging one another.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so lucky to have 20 or 30 very close friends who are all painters in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this we owe to Kwang and Dan and Mark before that, just to have this supportive environment. It's not competitive at all. We want each of us to get us, because it's an inward search. It's an inward drive. It's like,
right,
me getting better. This is not a zero-sum game, and you're not getting me better. So
No.
the two are not related.
Yeah.
So it just
and you can relate to their struggles.
absolutely.
Right.
And we wanna get one another better.
Yeah.
If you win an award, that's awesome, because we're all succeeding in that.
Yeah.
So I feel that way. So
Yeah.
I
And
feel
so
that
how
way,
often do
yeah.
you teach?
Not as much as I've heard. I'm a very good teacher, so I mean I know I am, but
Yeah.
I just taught like a little bit. I teach 2 or 3 times a year. I
Yeah.
try to. I could do a lot more of it. I could travel and teach too. I've given demos all over at
Yeah.
plein air and everything else.
That's not what you're
I just
about
want the
either.
time for my studio.
Yeah.
And then if I feel like, if I teach, once in 6 months,
Yeah.
I can give it my all. And I teach. I love getting students that have no exposure to art, and I get students that are very advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And I can help them both, just where they are, and get them on their. I think the vocabulary is so important.
And what is the vocabulary?
So there's 2 sides to opinion. I'm sure you've heard this. There's the subjective side, and then there's the shape, value, color, visual approach, which is all the technical things, which is kind of what you teach. The subjective side is who you are as a human being. What are you drawn to? What are your likes and dislikes? What are your preferences? And that's very important to you as the artist. You should give it a lot of thought. I mean, it's everything. It's how people see when they buy a painting of you, they're buying a piece of you. They want a piece of you, and they want to interact with that.
Yes.
And with technology as it is today, they do get in touch with you, and I think that's a great thing. So the subject matter, and then the 2 design. To me, it's this 2 value idea. That's like the basic structure, like
It's the alphabet.
yeah, it's like I use this music analogy a lot in my classes, and it makes sense to me. Like, I love the Beatles. We just saw Paul McCartney in Denver. Dan came with us, my daughter and Bela, Christy and Bela with us. Like, amazing. But the songs they're complex, but they're structurally built, with a 3-chord kind of thing in rock and roll, right? I'm simplifying it. My brother's a conductor. I'm not. So I'm just, in my terms, if you have 1 chord that's just kind of going C, 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 it doesn't have anything to resonate against, but you add 3 chords to it or whatever, you get a melody, right? The same thing with art. You get these value shapes, and then you put color on them. And if you've got 2 groupings of 2 value shapes, a dark shape and a light shape, it could be light and shadow or whatever. And as they relate to one another, they resonate off one another. Forget what they look like. Forget the things that they describe, but just abstractly, if you were to blur it out and see, that's where the real fun of the painting becomes. So having learned that vocabulary and then internalizing and making my own, it feels like I'm never bored. I could paint the same subject matter with a different value structure, a different lighting structure. Right. And what if, just trying to figure out from a subject matter, if I'm making a painting, is it about the cowboy and the horse, or the cowgirl and the horse, or the rancher? Is it about these beautiful clad, Indian women walking around? Is it about the women, or is it about the environment they're in? So just kind of being clear about that, and then solving it technically becomes irrelevant.
So you have the thought, the understanding of what you're trying to achieve before you began.
Yes. What is the painting about?
Yeah, the subjective part.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
You've internalized what it
Yes.
is, the dream part,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And then you do the objective part,
Yes.
which is the technical
Right.
ability to do that.
Right. Does the composition
value.
support through shape and value?
Yeah.
And then color on top. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So does like Dean Cornwell, who's an amazing American, love his work.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, it's very narrative. But structurally, design-wise, it's like a 2-value shape almost always. And it's so beautiful. It's just like, wow, how did he do that with so little? Because it's going to be printed.
Right.
I love those illustrators. I love Alan Tupper True and that
Yeah,
whole
you
gang.
probably got to see some over in the museum, Maynard Dixon
I
Museum.
did.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Some of those. Yeah.
The 1930s, 40s,
Yeah.
just the American illustrators there, the Western painters. Love Frank Teddy Johnson,
Yeah, they were great.
Dixon, and all. Absolutely great. Yeah.
So you teach.
Yeah.
On occasion. Now you probably you taught more, but now you're teaching less because you're just wanting to
Paint.
And where do you see your career going from this point? Or do you?
I just want to get better. I want to get
painter.
better as a painter. I'm constantly drawing, constantly trying to improve my craft. I like work that's done well, not carelessly in any way. So that's kind of that's my preference. I'd like to see in the immediate future, I've got the course show coming up in January, where I've got several paintings, which which I know you're
7th and 8th, by the way, for those people that are listening to this.
Yep. And then I've got a group show coming up at Saks. After that, I'd like to see, just immediate future, I'd like to see a one-person show in the next year or so.
Yeah, one of your two galleries.
Yeah. And I'd like to juxtapose the Indian work with the Western work and kind of just embrace it. I don't know if I can do that.
Why can't you? Of course you can.
But without being too cheesy about it. So.
Well, I mean, if you could take the same subject matter, right, of those individuals, whatever they may be, maybe their occupation's similar, and juxtapose how they see it in India versus how they see it in the West.
Yep.
I could see that.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to work on that.
Opposing worlds, but the same, right?
Yeah. And 5 years from now, it doesn't matter. I think I've been very lucky with the exposures I've gotten, and I've gotten, a lot of it. And the course show's been great for me. It's a wonderful, wonderful show. I've gotten to meet you. It's been spectacular.
I'm going to go to that show this year.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I got to get my things set up.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't gone. I've never gone because it's been in the winter.
Right. It could be dicey.
It can be a little challenging because I like the sun.
Yeah.
But it's become a compelling show that I need to go and see it. And I have a lot of my artists that do it anyway. People like Howard Post and Whitney Gardner and individuals that have said, yes, I'm doing this.
Good.
So, and they have a lot of artists. How many are in it, do you know?
I couldn't give you a count, but there probably more. But I think it's one of the premier cowboy shows in the country. I just think it's got great work.
Yeah, and Kate, who's heading
Kate's
it,
great,
is doing a very
Grace
good
is
job
great.
of getting the right people
They're
there.
absolutely great. We're so lucky to have that that forum as an artist too.
Yeah, you are.
It's very lucky.
Yeah,
very grateful. For
I mean, to have the Art Student League, to have the course show, to be in and you have, Ann Schutz's collection.
Yeah.
You have
That's
the
a great
Denver
collection.
Art Museum.
Yeah.
You have the Contemporary Art Museum.
Yep.
And there's probably you have the
there's a history museum too.
Which is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. Cody thing.
Museum. Yeah. Buffalo Bill Cody.
Yeah. And then you got the mountains. I mean, it's gorgeous. You go there and you just see it.
Your only negative is you have traffic. Terrible traffic. Just terrible. I could live in Colorado Springs.
Oh, no. That's a tough drive from Springs to
just
Denver.
Just live in Colorado.
Yeah. Or Boulder or Fort Collins or whatever. Yeah.
Ezra
Denver.
Tucker lives there.
Right.
Thomas Blackshear. And
right.
I'm sure.
Both amazing painters.
Yeah. I represent them both.
Yeah, it's great. Great people.
Yeah. So, one man show for your gallerists that are listening.
Yeah.
And is there anything else? I mean, I think one of the things you can speak to adroitly, because you've gone through it, is to an artist that's out there who has always drawn, has always been involved, but hasn't taken that leap. What do you tell that person?
Try to take that leap. Try to look for ways to get yourself. If you're driven to do this,
and that's a key.
That's a key. There's no give to the hard work that's involved with this.
We're talking a long time. You're 20 years in.
Absolutely. And it's sun up to sundown. If you don't have that desire, do something else, because it's hard. They're hard hours. They're beautiful hours, but they're hard hours.
Yeah.
and it's an eat what you kill business too. So you'll know if you really want to do it. Try to find whatever opportunity is in front of you and try to get your art exposed there.
Right.
That's the one thing. The second thing to me is community. Find a community. I think that's, to me, I'm social. I need that more. There's a lot of artists that are not, but even those, I think. So we have a weekly group that meets in Denver. We're meeting in Dan's studio. We were in Kwang's studio before then for a long time. It's a figure painting group. We meet from, I don't know, 5:30 till about 8:30, 5 to 8:30. But we have a model. It's like 30 of us. We paint weekly.
Every week.
Every week. It's a 30-year group.
Wow.
30-year group. I've been part of it off and off the last 20 years.
And if somebody's in Denver that wants to try to do something?
Well, it's full, so you have to get in touch. It's really packed. But if you're in Denver, give me a shout out. If it's not too crowded, you can pop in. But it's very crowded because there's so many of us already. But there's groups in the Art Students League. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
But try to find a community that that'll help you. I think it's easier to do then because you don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
A lot of great art has happened. So I'm studying history books all the time. I'm reading about, what Sargent did, what Fortuny did, what, Frank Denny Johnson did, and how they, Edgar Payne, amazing painter, great books he's written. So the books that they've written are very relevant for us today. The technology is still the same.
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
We have better paints, but the technology is old. It's still an abstraction.
Right.
We're still making a 2D thing out of a 3D thing.
Right.
So there's lots of lessons you can learn. Study art books. Figure out the kind of painter that you want to be. And you don't have to paint what your teachers are painting.
Right.
You don't have to paint like them, but just if you can get the right vocabulary and then go on about your business.
Yeah.
I think does that kind of help answer that?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, if you look at your own path, you've taken a lot of classes, but you didn't go and get a degree in art.
No.
But you've taken lots of classes. You've taken. You have mentors. You've had people that you worked with, and all that stuff. And now you're doing the same. Which can completely. I mean, I've never had an art history course.
Right.
So
me neither. Yeah.
I don't.
But I study it. I think.
But I
great.
study it constantly and love it.
Right.
And would love to take an art history course if I have the
Couldn't
time.
agree with you more.
So, but you can, if you have, I think, that passion and that drive and that, and you feel it is your journey.
Right.
Then you got to go all in.
Yeah. You'll have to go all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not an easy stroke.
No. And set hours.
Yeah.
Set hours and just work.
Yeah. You work 7 days a week?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not in my studio for a couple of days for travel or whatever, I'm like, I got to get back there.
Yeah. I mean, even today, you're like catching a plane.
I've got my drawing stuff. I brought my paints for my plein air work. I'm always, I go to India, I take my work, I make my folks sit down, whatever, it's consumed. My identity is my work.
Yeah.
And I think, but it takes a while for that to happen. A lot of times it was my software, it was whatever you're doing becomes your identity.
Right.
And I mean, I'm looking at you. I know what you do just by looking at you.
Yep.
Talking to you for a couple of minutes.
Yep.
Right. So
I remember on the IRS when I moved from doctor to artist, but
it's not wild.
Yeah, that is a wild one.
That's just
it's like, oh yeah, I am in. I am all in.
Yeah. And it's
an art dealer versus doctor.
No, but just both your spaces here are amazing. Yeah. Blown away at it. Yeah. They're like the Minute Dixon collection. How did you acquire all this stuff?
Just time, energy, money, interest. I'm fortunate enough to know people like Don Haggerty who helped me, understand, and who just passed, and John Dixon, who was Maynard's son, who I got to spend numerous trips with and do great things. And yeah, it's just time.
Amazing.
Time and putting in the effort.
But there's a breadth of work there. I mean, there's sketches. There's looks like obviously figurative work that you would never sell, you never see.
Yeah, the things that just tell the story. Then I try to, when they come up, I try to add them to the collection. And,
well done.
And so 30 plus years now, I've got the story, but they're still adding to the story. I mean, I still learn things. I get something, go, didn't know that. How could I not know that? Wow, that's crazy.
No, I think it's I think I having chosen this profession now, I feel so lucky because I'm never retiring.
No,
I just want to paint till I'm done here.
Well, that painting right up
Yeah.
there, Ed did when he was like 80.
Oh, that's great.
Ed Mell. Yeah, I mean,
That
it's
is
and it's
great.
maybe as good as anything he's done. You know, it was just like,
Easily.
yeah, he got inspired by transcendental art, seeing a big show, and
Wow.
he just like, I'm going to push it a little further. And
Love
he did.
it.
And I saw the study, and I was like, oh my God, you got to do that big for me. I want one.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, art's I mean, it's a gift, right?
Yeah. No, we're so lucky to.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to do this. I
Yeah.
feel. Just this experience today has been.
Yeah, it's a gift for me, too.
It's a gift for me.
Yeah, I get
it's
to
going to
see
inspire
the
me
world.
to keep working harder. You know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I like this podcast, especially with artists, because I learn about the creatives, and I feel I am a creative. So it's like my people, and so it's like, oh, I understand why you do that. Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it makes following the story a little easier because I can relate to it on a more, deeper level of what it means to go all in. So when you're telling me the story about what you're doing, I'm like, yep, I follow that.
Been there, right?
I've been there, done that. Yeah,
Right.
I had the wife that helped me. Yep,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
I feel like, I don't know if there's an easy way but looking at it from the other side, I feel like all the other artists had it easy, but it's not the case.
It is definitely not
It's
the
definitely not the case.
None
Just,
of them
you know,
do.
Exactly.
It's just
It's a naive. Yeah.
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 And I mean, I think that's a takeaway too.
Right.
Again, 20 years, right? It is a hard road.
Yes.
It is a challenging road. It's a very joyful road.
Very joyful.
But if you think you're going to be an overnight success, it's just. I mean, it can happen rarely, but it's a really rare thing. And even then, it's just. I mean, Rachel Brownlee kind of came out of the chutes insane, but she's an insane artist that was always there, and it was going to bubble up at some point or another time. And she's in Nebraska, in rural Nebraska, but it was just, things aligned properly for her, and she's smart, and she has analytical skills too, like software skills, interestingly enough. So, yeah, I think if you want it, go for it.
Yeah. And just work as hard as you
You
can.
have to work hard.
smart. There's
classes.
Take classes, take workshops with
Yeah.
any painter that you like. It's a very easy thing to do.
Go to
Might
openings.
Go to openings. Go to
museums.
Museums are the 7th floor in Denver Art Museum is all Western work.
Yeah.
They've got Harvey Dunn's and Remington's.
Everything.
And it's spectacular.
Yeah.
Study
one of
that.
the greatest Victor Higgins
Yep.
that exists.
Yep.
I mean, they have.
And a breadth of collection.
Oh, yeah.
In the Western work.
Yeah, and their native.
Yeah, and the native.
collection is
Absolutely.
insanity, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of the great.
I think so. And then you can see the Anschutz collection.
Yeah, which is.
It's just like.
I know.
It's like this masterpiece
Yeah.
after masterpiece. And they just piled up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you put it together pretty.
Yeah.
Amazing collection.
And so I mean, it's a super fun journey. Though I hope I'm not discouraging anybody on this, but you have to go in with your eyes open.
You do.
It's not an easy journey.
No.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get rich, quite frankly.
No.
It's just.
And that's not even the point.
No, I know.
I mean, if you make ends meet, just paint.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you can live
yeah.
with that.
Yeah, if you can live with that.
Yeah. If you're going in thinking I'm going to make millions of dollars, become an art dealer. I don't know. And I don't know if you're going to make it then too. I mean,
I have the highest respect for art dealers. My God,
I didn't even know what an art dealer made as a living when I started. I thought maybe 20 or 30,000. There was nothing.
That was a lot of money.
There was nothing to compare it to.
Right.
It was like there was no internet. I didn't know.
Right.
I know what I was making as a physician.
Right.
And
right.
I was like, I don't care. It was not a money thing. It's
awesome.
Yeah, it's a I got to be happy thing.
I didn't know all this about
yeah,
it. It's great.
Yeah, there's other little components in there.
That's great. Yeah.
Is there anything that we haven't touched on that we should?
I don't know. I think we've covered so. I mean,
I have a sense of your life, which is
yeah.
nice.
And my work.
Yeah. Oh, how can they find you?
Instagram might be the simplest thing.
Yes,
to
give
do,
them your
right?
Instagram account and your website.
It's Raj_Chaudhuri, and that's CHAUDHURI. The website's rajchaudhuri.com.
Yes, and so that's both for Instagram and
Yeah.
your website, both
Yeah,
of which
yeah.
I went to, and I'm following you on your Instagram account if you follow those kind of things.
Thank you.
So do you spend much time on the social media? I mean, I saw what you did, what's up there. I mean, you're a guy who knows software and
Yeah, the
computers.
software comes easy to me. I use Photoshop a lot to help combine images for my art. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I'm not having to rely, kind of unrelated answer, but I'm not having to rely on, like I did this painting, one of my big paintings that helped me jump a lot was a painting of my daughter in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And I made 3 or 4 of those. They really resonate with me, my artists, and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. But I used probably 12 photographs, really making up everything. It's
Yeah.
so for the design kind of driving that process.
Yeah.
So using technology, and now AI too, for that matter, is a very good thing if it doesn't over influence you.
Yeah.
Same thing with social media. I think my Facebook following is a little bit more than Instagram because I was kind of started with that
Right.
first. Instagram was a little bit newer. But you have to embrace it if you want to survive in the art world today.
Yeah, it's important to have it.
Very important. It's one more, it's like getting these awards, it's taking part in competitions and so on and so forth. It's one more getting a gallery. It's one more.
Yeah, it's part of the business.
It's
aspect.
part of the business, and people, if they want to follow your art and buy one of your paintings, what are they going to do? I mean, they're going to Google you and go to Instagram and see what your
Right.
presence is like, and you need to have a decent presence there. You just do.
Yeah, and I think, and just so people know, it's the type of technology you're using some things, but you're also out on the with your plein air painting
100%.
and doing
100%.
all the hard work of capturing it from life and using those and your drawings, which are you're doing all the time. Yeah, you're just using tools to put things together, but when it comes to the nuts and bolts, the hard work, you're out there doing it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I wish we encouraged more. I've got a group of painters, Dan Sprake and Kwang Ho included, Anna Rose Payne. There's so many of us. We go out and paint summertime almost weekly. If in Denver, come join us. I'm serious. We go out. We've got a wealth of, within a half an hour to 2 hours, lakes, mountains,
Right.
whatever you want, mosquitoes, whatever
Right.
you want. And we just love it.
Yeah.
And we'll spend, what the learning there is unparalleled.
Yeah,
Because the sun's moving, the clouds are moving, you gotta
gotta
rely
move fast.
on your impression, your initial, what did I see there? How do I capture it?
Right.
Once you do that, then the photographs they don't over influence you because the colors aren't right in the digital. They're too blue,
Right.
they're too red,
Yeah.
they're too many edges. And you're not seeing what you need to see from them.
Yes. Yeah, you have to see it
You-
visually and try
yes.
to capture it. So, because that gives you muscle memory.
Yep.
When you go back into the studio, you go,
There's
yep,
a
I
lot
remember
of
that
learning.
color.
Yep. I
I
mean,
know what
Edgar Payne talks about this.
Yep.
Sargent talks about it. You just go out and paint outdoors.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. It really is because you got to carry everything. There may
Yeah.
not be a bathroom there. You got to have, but
Yeah.
you do that, then you're not restricted to a computer and an easel,
Right.
right? Which is great. It's very convenient, but you're not going after the wrong things.
Yeah. So many of those paintings in that museum are plein air paintings that
Yes.
Dixon did.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know. And
Big
he's-
ones too.
Yeah, he would spend
You know that
months out there.
Sorolla painting, Mark?
Mm.
The one of there's the boy with the white horse walking up. It's in his house in Madrid.
In Madrid.
There's a photograph of it in one of his books. He had a tent built and everything. He's painting that on the beach,
Yeah.
and it's like a 4x4 painting.
Yeah. Dixon would do that on occasion.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he did a
Yeah.
30, 40 that way once in 1930.
The learning is
It's
unparalleled. It
Yeah.
just is. And it's an old technology. That's what we
Yeah.
have to do.
Yeah, he had
So,
the canvas stretched on like fence posts,
yeah.
literally hammered into the fence posts so he could do it. And it was windy where he was in the Tehachapi.
I have we've gotten rained out, we've gotten blown off with the wind.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's part of the experience.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
brings you closer to the land.
Yeah. We're so grateful to be able to do that.
All right, well, I'll take you for lunch. How about that, Raj?
Let's
You
do
flew
that.
all the way from
I appreciate
Denver
that.
here, and
Thank
you
you
get a
so
lunch
much
out
for
of it.
having me and,
Yeah.
and for taking a chance on this. You just know me from Adam, so
Oh, I can
appreciate
tell
this.
immediately.
No, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
just talking to you, I could see that there's an interesting story, and I saw your paintings, and they were clearly good. And I was like, okay, I don't really need to know anything else. That this will be an
appreciate it.
interesting conversation, which it was.
It's spectacular.
It was, and I wanted to do it in person. It was one of those that I was like, I need to sit across from you.
Dude, this is so worth every bit of it.
Way
It's-
better
Yeah,
this
and
way.
thank you for making it happen.
Yeah, no
too.
problem.
It's just been,
You made it happen. I
yeah,
didn't
it was
do
good.
anything. I just
Oh,
showed
yeah.
up as I always do.
No.
I mean, you had to get on the plane.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
to come down here. You had to book it. You
My
had to
privilege.
all that stuff.
It was my
Yeah.
privilege. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to watching
you.
and knowing more about you.
Can't wait.
And yeah, you're a world.
We're going to be friends forever now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think
Can't
that's
wait.
right.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
Thanks, Raj. All
Thank
right,
you,
man.
sir.
Let's go eat.
Appreciate you.
All right,
Thank you.
you.